Hey everyone, what a beautiful day. It is a balmy 17 degrees out right now. So we are going to be heading back to the hunting shack. We had collected some sap earlier this week and anticipated boiling it, or actually had planned on boiling it in our new evaporator. However, we weren't really able to collect enough to make it worth our while to fire up the evaporator. So we're going to do a little bit of old school and just boil what we got. It's less than 15 gallons, but we're gonna do a little bit, or do the little bit that we have on top of the wood stove. So real old school. But just taking a little stroll out to the hunting shack, and we're gonna get a fire going. Grace ran downtown with her mom to I guess get a birthday gift. She's going to a birthday party later on today. But I just I don't know, I'll give you a little mini tour on my walk back to the hunting shack of part of the property here. So right here is one of our outbuildings. This is actually 12 by 40. I initially built this to house our rabbits. We raised meat rabbits for little piece. There you go. You got Duke in the background there. Here. So yeah, that was part of when we first moved up. We moved up here. Let me back up a little bit. We moved up here in 2001. We had lived in the city, I guess what we call the city now, because we've been living up here removed from the city for a little bit now. But anyway, part of what our homesteading was we had meat rabbits, and we housed at one point in time 130 rabbits in here, and we've since repurposed it. And over the years, we had raised goats in it, as well as pigs. So little purpose behind what we're doing here. We kind of got away from homesteading, and we decided to get back into it. We've always done things such as like the gardens. We plant garlic every year. A couple videos to come on that. What do? We raise chickens. Everybody starts out with chickens, right? For egg layers to meat chickens. We did pigs. We actually started out with alpacas. And that was probably not the best move. But anyway, we did the chickens, pigs, goats, rabbits, worms, and I don't know, from animals, that was about it. Never got into cattle. I would love to do cattle. I actually assisted my neighbor for a couple of years with his cattle, and I don't know, it seemed like a lot because I work full time, and you know, a lot of hours. Back then when we were doing it, I just didn't feel we were really able or had the wherewithal to take on cattle. The whole hay thing. Hay is a big deal. Definitely figured that out with the goats when we went from having 2 to 6 rather quickly, and then from 6 to 9. The hay was pretty manageable with 2, 3, 4 goats, and then you start getting over 5 or 6, working 60 hours a week. It's you know, you're chasing the hay constantly. But not working 60 hours a week anymore. Decided on a change of pace, hence what we're doing here with our YouTube channel. And we are, well, kind of keep it a secret. Anybody, well, I know a couple of the subscribers on here, please do not tell my wife, but Grace and I, we're gonna be getting goats. So more to come on that. But I'll tell you something about the goats. I was in corporate America for a stint for a major soft drink brand, and it was pretty stressful. Had a lot of reports and you know, a lot of people working for me, and a lot of territory, and with that, well, a lot of problems. And you know, some of those days that I had, like, just one of the worst days at work, yeah, I'd come home and within a minute or two of going back to the goat barn, I mean, they would just put a smile on my face. They just made me happy and just put me in this, I guess, homestead zen. So I highly recommend goats. We did the Nigerian dwarfs, which we will do again. You know, we primarily kept them for milking, and I gotta tell you, those things, they just put a smile on my face. But my wife is probably, you know, she'll probably kill us, but Grace and I, we want to do this. She wants the goats. She's my youngest daughter, and she's gonna get them. So more to follow on that. But right now we are back at the shack. I'll show you what we're looking at. The shack. Here we are. All right. We got, like I said, a little bit of snow from pushing it. You can see kind of the top part of the IBC tote, I guess. But what we're gonna do is, and there's Duke. Duke. Good boys. Again, like I was saying, we're gonna go old school. We're going to boil some sap in the shack. At least it'll be warm and get us out of this weather and all that good stuff. I'll show you. At some point, I'll do like a little tour of the homestead. And again, this is going to be, you know, we're kind of starting over again right now. The only animal that's housed right here on the property is Duke. Right, bubbies? Yeah. So, and I want to go over some tools, some equipment, what we've had. And that's one thing that I should say that we're pretty lucky with, is in, you know, homesteading previously, we have acquired the vast majority of equipment to do it. I've got the tractor, the excavator, which half owner in, can't really convince my wife that we needed to fully own an excavator, especially with the cost. But I'll tell you what, this machine right here, as far as trail making or anything you want to do, especially where we live, they just take work and cut it in half. They're unbelievable. Trail work, anything you want to do, clear. Like, as you can see, there's much clearing to be done. But anyway, more about that later. Definitely want to kind of have you guys check out the property here, what we're doing. But this voyage, we've been down this road before. There's a couple of things, couple of tips that I'd like to share along the way that we learned, and how we're going to be doing things differently. And that's what it's going to be about. So anyway, let's get back to the sap. Got to get this fire going and get to it. There's Duke. Duke loves, we just cleaned down, I guess, washed off the side-by-side, and Duke keeps circling the side-by-side, wanting to get in the side-by-side, and because he loves this thing. He absolutely loves it. just the sound of it. So we aren't gonna make him wait any longer because he wants to take what we call the R word, which is ride. And come here, load up. Here, Duke, load up. Good boys. So we're going to go in the back. He likes snow too, he loves it. We're gonna go out in the back and we're gonna boil down the sap that we have, old school. We're gonna put it on top of the wood stove. I know that people say you're supposed to have it over a flame and all that good stuff. I know all that. It's freezing cold out. I don't want to be outside for prolonged periods of time. Unlike Duke would stay out in this all day long. But we're gonna throw it on top of the wood stove, get to a boil down a little bit we have. We have our 3 buckets. Some of the material in the bucket, or I should say sap, is frozen. And we just filled the pan, cleaned it out, and put maybe an inch and a half, inch and a quarter maybe, of sap in the pan. And the next clip, you're gonna see the boil. Again, I understand that, you know, flame should be touching the bottom of the pan. We want to stay warm, plus want to kind of warm this up too. I know a lot of people toss their frozen sap because it's kind of a waste of their time, but when you aren't getting, you know, hundreds and hundreds or even thousands of gallons of sap, you want to make it all count, especially first run. This is pretty high sugar content, so it should be pretty good.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has so clear a light as any.
Hey guys, as you can see, today was a very long day. We had our first boil of the season, but the reward was this. We got a couple pints of maple syrup, and I can't wait to try it on my pancakes. It's gonna be delicious. Anyway, if you like what you see here, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and live the moment.